All right, that's just my Pillsbury sugar cookie dough rolled in my Halloween M&Ms. Now I'm just gonna bake this at 350 for about 10 minutes. Alrighty, I just had these baking for 10 minutes, and now what we're gonna wanna do, I have got a shot glass here and my Pam spray. Pam that baby up, and we are going to make a hole into the center of each of our delightful little cookies here. All right, I'm just gonna set these aside to let them cool. Alrighty, while we're waiting for our cookie cups to completely cool, I'm just gonna start mixing in our chocolate Jell-O instant pudding with our Cool Whip here. I'm gonna bring it in a bowl and just put all of this in just like that. And now I did thaw my Cool Whip outside, y'all, because I didn't start thawing it early enough. And so I think that's just what a little bit of that liquid is the oil separating because it started thawing kind of quicker, on the quicker side, you know? Now I can add the rest of my Jell-O chocolate instant pudding, and we are just gonna get these two beautiful ingredients combined. Alrighty, we've let our cookie cups cool completely here. Now I'm just coming in with our Cool Whip pudding mixture, and I'm gonna put a little scoopy scoop into each one of our cups. Now, of course, you could use chocolate chip cookie dough. You could make little cups with brownie batter. Any of that would be so cute, delicious, and festive for this fun, spooky season. Oh my gosh. Oh, y'all, these Halloween M&Ms with just a little sugar cookie dough though, that is my favorite. Alrighty, now that we've got these all filled, I'm coming in with the Oreo cookies, and these ones happen to be gluten-free, but don't worry, they don't taste any different. Obviously, you can just use the regular Oreos or gluten-free if you prefer. Now I am just gonna throw some of my Oreos right into my food processor. You probably can guess where this is going, but this is gonna be so adorable and delicious. All right, easy peasy. Bringing back in my cookie cups here. Alrighty, I'm just gonna put a little bit of our cookie dirt topping right on top of each of my little pudding mixes. All right, we're just adding some of these very adorable mallow cream pumpkins just on top of each of our little dirt cups, because we are making this Halloween, of course. You could put a candy corn in here. You could really put whatever you like, but I love these little pumpkins. And then we are gonna add something else to give it just a little bit of variety. How cute are these little cake toppers? I just got those at Kroger. Of course, you could get something like this, I'm sure, at Walmart or Target. Oh my goodness. Look at this little ghost in the graveyard with the pumpkins. And you're just ready to be eating these delicious cookie cups with our Halloween M&Ms and all this goody stuff. This is so good, y'all. You gotta try it. And happy Halloween! All right, that is 2 cans of pumpkin puree. Now I'm coming in with 1 can of evaporated milk. Can't have your pure pumpkin without evaporated milk. All right, we've got 3 eggs that we've just beaten up. Perfect. Ooh, this is smelling so good already. Now I have some light brown sugar, and I'm gonna put 1/2 cup in here. And now I've got a white sugar, and I am just gonna add this white sugar, 1 cup. into my mix. All right, our last thing here is just some vanilla extract, and I'm just putting a teaspoon in. We're gonna get this whipped and mixed up. Y'all, it is finally fall. It is absolutely fall. Well, I guess it starts on like the 21st or something is the fall solstice, but it's September, so in my book, that's fall. I've actually been celebrating fall myself since mid-August. But anyway, this is gonna be such a delicious, easy pumpkin treat. You can make this any night of the week. It's good enough that you can have it with company coming over. It's just absolutely so delicious and a fall time favorite. Perfect. Now I've got my Duncan Hines perfectly moist spice cake mix, and I am just gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put most of this box on here. Oh, I love spice cake. I love spices for the fall. Oh, that's how you know it is officially the fall time season, is once you get the pumpkin stuff, once you get the spicy ingredients. I love gingerbread. I love pumpkin bread. All right, that looks perfect. I'm just getting some coverage. All right, now I'm just gonna add in my little pats of butter here. Can't have a dump cake without your butter. And of course, we've got all those delicious pumpkin ingredients down below, which are gonna go so great with this spice cake. Alrighty, and just to finish this off, I'm gonna put in a little bit of chopped pecans. I love a pecan with a pumpkin. Perfect. This looks so good. Alrighty, I'm putting my lid onto my crock pot, and I'm gonna cook this on high for 3 hours, and then we'll be ready to enjoy. Alrighty, y'all, I had this going for about 3 hours on high. Now, I did put a paper towel in here to absorb some of that moisture, and you might have noticed I changed my clothes because you know what the glory of a crock pot is? You can go play pickleball while your cobbler is cooking. Look at this. Oh my God, our beautiful pumpkin cobbler. That looks fantastic. I'm gonna put a little of those pecans on there. And you know what, y'all? Can't have pumpkin cobbler without a scoop of vanilla ice cream. Yummy. Y'all, what says fall more than this? Look at that. We've got our spice cake on top there, our pumpkin on the bottom. Some pecans. Ooh. This is so good. You have to try this fall. You gotta try it. Alrighty, y'all, we got all of our candies onto our Blackstone here. I'm using two 2-pound bags of our candy corn. I'm using two 1-pound bags of white chocolate, one 1-pound bag of milk chocolate. I've got about 2.5 cups of peanut butter, and I've got 2 cans of sweetened condensed milk here. Now I'm just gonna close the lid on my Blackstone, and I'm gonna let this get melted. All right, y'all, it's been a couple more minutes. We're gonna start mixing. Ooh, look at the beautiful melted texture of all of this candy. This is so gorgeous. We are making such a sweet, easy Halloween treat here, y'all. This is gonna be so simple. Making candy, who knew you could do this outside on the Blackstone? I absolutely love candy corn mallow treats. It's just incredible what you can do with them. And today we're gonna be mixing this all together, and you're gonna see it's gonna create this beautiful and delicious special treat. It's perfect for Halloween, it's perfect any time of year, but I like how easily you can do this with our candy corn and other Halloween ingredients. It's just so yummy. Now we're just gonna continue getting all of these melted to a flat texture, y'all. But we're almost there, and I'm gonna show you what we're doing with this next. All right, y'all, look at this beautiful, beautiful texture. It's all mixed and combined. Now what I'm gonna do, I have this really fun pumpkin mold here. I'm just gonna start grabbing this off of the grill with my ladle here, and we're gonna keep it moving with the ladle at the same time. This is a silicone, so luckily it's very heat resistant. And I'm just gonna scoopy this all into my pumpkin here. This is gonna be so delicious, so fabulous. How else would you make such a large portion that could fill this entire pumpkin mold? Is this not so cool or what? And you can adjust your proportions. You know, you could leave out the milk chocolate if you wanted to make this more orange, if you wanted to do a different color, but I think this is gonna be really, really fabulous. Such a cool centerpiece for a Halloween party, for, you know, any sort of Halloween fall gathering with friends, family. This is just gonna be such a crowd pleaser. Alrighty, y'all, I'm gonna pop this in my fridge for 6 hours. Alrighty, y'all, we let this harden in our fridge, our very cool pumpkin mold here, and we've got our fudge. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. And the fun thing about this is we are just gonna take that, flip these over. I'm just gonna use a little bit more of that Skippy peanut butter, and we are just gonna use that as some spackle right in the center here to attach the two halves of our pumpkin. Look at this beautiful pumpkin piece we have. And I actually made a second little pumpkin because we had enough fudge with our total. So look at that. Oh my gosh, so festive. Now I've got a little bit of green icing here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of add a little bit on top here to complete the look. This icing is just getting started, so forgive its sounds. We're just gonna, look at that. We've got a really cute leaf. We've got the stem, and we'll do some other green foliage. Now, if you were to leave the milk chocolate out of your fudge here, I think it might have a more orange color, even though the original fudge recipe calls for the milk chocolate. So I think, you know, depending on what you want to do, that could be a really great idea. Okay. We're just gonna give these some color by filling them in. Gorgeous. And of course, you could use hardening chocolate and dip these, kind of paint them on the outside, more orange color, and you could preserve this flavor. But I think these are absolutely beautiful, y'all. I'm so happy with how these turned out. And right now I'm gonna keep them intact because they're gonna be beautiful on our table for the family get together. Y'all, you gotta try it. That's 1 cup Jet Puff marshmallow fluff, 2 cups pureed pumpkin, now I'm coming in with my light brown sugar. I'm gonna add 2 cups of this. We're gonna add in 1/4 a cup heavy whipping cream. I'm just gonna eyeball that for 1/4 of a cup. All right, I'm gonna add in 1 stick of butter, a little bit of salt to this whole thing, just to taste. Adding in some pumpkin pie spice to taste, just depending on your preference. I like mine very spicy. By spicy, I mean full of spices. Now I've got a 1 1/4 cup of water. Adding this to the whole thing. And now we're ready. You can see this marshmallow fluff has just kind of already started making its way out of my whisk here. It's a really handy trick that the whisk measures everything at 1 cup. So if you're ever doing peanut butter or another kind of butter, cookie butter, you can use your whisk just like that. All right, I'm gonna start giving this a little mix. We wanna get this all mixed in here together as good as we can before we get our lid on, get this going. Ooh, look at that beautiful pumpkin color. This is gonna be a little bit sweet, a little bit savory. All right, I'm just gonna add in a little bit of pecan pieces in here. I kind of would have liked the smaller ones, but these are the ones I had at home for baking, so I'm just adding these. Now I'm just gonna put my lid on, and I'm gonna put this on high. I'm gonna let it set for just about an hour, and then we'll start with our next steps. Alrighty, y'all, we've had this running for an hour. And now I'm just bringing in my hand mixer, and we're gonna start blending this all together, just gently. We're gonna see what our consistency is like. All right, y'all, I want mine to have a little bit of a thicker texture, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more marshmallow fluff to this, and I don't think we're gonna need to let this cook longer altogether. I think we're just gonna be able to blend this in to change our texture a little bit here. But this is totally up to you if you prefer yours to be a little bit more liquidy. Okay, I think this is gonna be more like it. And it would have been good to have the smaller pecan pieces because I do feel like these ones are a little intrusive in this mixing process. But like I said, I only had the larger pecans, I didn't smash them up. But I think you may want to use a smaller pecan piece. All right, this is the texture we want it to be. Now I'm gonna add one more thing. This is this little luster dust. It's edible glitter. And I just thought this would be really fun to add to this. If you're a lady like me or a gentleman or a person who likes pumpkin spice, who loves, you know, the fall, who likes edible glitter. I don't know, maybe it needs a little more glitter. What do you think, Marty?
Never have too much glitter, huh?
Right, I don't feel like you can like, oh gosh. Okay, let's see if, maybe it's not meant to be mixed in as much as it's meant to sit on top. Anyway, I think that looks beautiful. I'm really excited. We're gonna add in our final thing here. All right, y'all, this is my boiled pasta. I just chose some rotini. I thought the ridges would be perfect in this. And I decided to go with the chickpea kind because I thought it would be a little bit heartier and hold up a little better. But now we've got our beautiful pecans in here, our pumpkin spice, delicious sauce. All right, just coming in with my bowl. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. I'm gonna add a little bit of Ready Whip on top. So cute. I don't have any fall specific sprinkles, but I'm gonna add these little stars in here. And now it's time to take a bite. I'm so excited to try our pumpkin spice pasta. Oh my gosh. This is amazing. Wow. Y'all, this is so good. If you're a pumpkin spice lover like me, if you love fall, you gotta try it. All right, y'all, you might have guessed we've got a sweet treat that we are preparing here for the fall. We started with our marshmallows, dark brown sugar, cinnamon, ginger, and nutmeg, and of course our butter. And we've got our pure pumpkin right here in the center. And now what we're gonna do, combine our pumpkin with our spices, our sugar, our marshmallows there. I'm putting this in the oven at 350 for just about 5 to 7 minutes. Alrighty, y'all, I had this in the oven for 7 minutes. We are ready to move on to our next step here. All right, I'm just gonna spray my spatula with some Pam spray, and we're gonna start incorporating all of this. Y'all, this smells absolutely incredible. We've got our butter in here, our marshmallows. We're gonna be mixing this with our pumpkin, all those spices. We're just making the most delicious fall treat. Oh, this smells fantastic. Nice and gooey, sticky, like delicious pie. Now you might have guessed what we're doing with this. I'm gonna add in Rice Krispies. You can always use a different cereal if you'd like. You can also use potato chips if you like, if you prefer more of like a sweet and salty, savory. We're just gonna get this mixed all around here. Alrighty, y'all, now that we got this mixed up, we're gonna add in some of our autumn mix here on top. You know, it might be a little better if you do it with your hand, so you can kind of spread this out. I did leave a couple of marshmallows in there, semi-intact. Alrighty, y'all. I'm gonna set this in the fridge for a couple hours and then we'll be ready to dig in. Alrighty, y'all, we had this chilling in the fridge for about 3 hours. These are our pumpkin spice fall time favorite Rice Krispie treats. Now I'm just gonna cut into this deliciousness. Look at these amazing autumn mix and the great sort of, you know, addition that is to our pumpkin spice treats. Ooh, 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 la, la. I can't wait. I'm gonna separate this from the edges. All right, I think we're ready. Oh my gosh, you guys. Pumpkin spice Rice Krispie treat. You could top this with little mini marshmallows if you want, in addition to the fall time mix. I'm so excited to dig in and try this. Oh my God. So good. Y'all, if you're a pumpkin spice lover like me, you gotta try it.
I love everything scary and creepy, so I got these pool noodles from the Dollar Tree, and then I made the holes in the side of them bigger. Then I attached them at one end to a wooden base. Once I had them all in place, I got out my hot glue gun, and I started just dripping glue on them and giving them extra texture. Then I grabbed a can of black spray paint and I started covering the whole thing in black. I got my E6000 out and I got these little skeleton hands from the Dollar Tree for $1.25 and I attached them. Once those were attached to the side, I had these little black battery-powered tea lights, which I also found at the Dollar Tree. I lit those up, I added them to the whole thing, and it came out frightfully delightful. Look how cute this is. Halloween decor made entirely from the Dollar Tree. So easy and so spooky. You gotta try it.
All right, that's just 2 jars of my Planters dry roasted, lightly salted peanuts.
And now I'm just gonna flatten these out, make a flat surface. Okay, now I have 1 bar of my milk chocolate almond bark. Let's just set this right on top. And now I have 1 bar of my vanilla almond bark, vanilla chocolate. All right, perfect. Now I am cutting in with some peanut butter chips. These are the Reese's kind. Just gonna put a little bit of these. Oh yeah, this is gonna be so good. And we are gonna actually use, we're gonna use all of these chips in here. There we go, perfect. And that's gonna really accentuate those peanut flavors in the bottom, make this all come together really nicely. Okay, now I've got some dark chocolate, chocolate chips. And you don't have to use dark chocolate, you can use whatever kind you like. If you like milk chocolate. All right, that's just 2 quarts of my Bluebell lime sherbet. Got some frozen raspberries. And now I'm gonna add some lime slices in here to complement the lime sherbet. This is going to be a sherbet punch. If you've never made sherbet punch before, it's really delicious. And this one we are especially making a little bit spooky because it is Halloween time. This is gonna be a really fun treat to have with your family, to have at a Halloween party. Okay, I'm just gonna add a little bit of fresh cut strawberries. And as you can see here, our kind of theme with this punch is green and a little bit of red. I've got a fresh thing of Sprite here. Mine isn't chilled. You can chill yours if you like, but mine's gonna get chilled by that sherbet in there. This is looking so good. I'm probably gonna do about half of the bottle, so 1 of a 2 liter, because we're gonna add some more fun stuff in here. Look at that. It's already looking kind of like a spooky brew. Okay, now I'm gonna add 2 cans, small cans of my Canada Dry. This one happens to be sugar-free. So we're trying to make this a little bit lighter on the sugar this time around. 2 more cans I'm gonna add to this. You can use the full sugar if you'd like, but I am doing the no sugar because I'm cutting the calories where I can. And if you were gonna use the big cans, I'd use about 3 of them in this. Okay, now I've got the Minute Maid lemonade. We're gonna add a little bit of a lemon flavor to this, and this is also no sugar. You can use regular lemonade if you'd like, but like I said, we're trying to make this a little bit more healthy. And look at that sherbet just melting in there. It's gonna create such a fun texture in our punch. Oh, that looks great. I love how it floats to the top. It looks kind of spooky. Okay, now I'm gonna turn the green in this up to the next level. I have some Hawaiian Punch. This is a green berry flavor. It's a kiwi and strawberry mix. So I'm gonna add this in here. Oh, look at that. This is perfect for Halloween. This is looking so good. I'm so excited about this. And we are not done yet. You are gonna be so impressed when you see this as a finished product. All right, I think that looks really good. I'm gonna bring out my little glowing ice cubes here because I wanna create a little ambiance around this. This looks really perfect. Just getting this all ready for our Halloween get together. This is fun. You can always add, you know, if you want to add something adult in here, you totally can. I'm not doing that today, but you are welcome to do that. Now I've got some Trolley gummy worms. And I'm just gonna put a few worms on top because we're making this creepy crawly today.
Check that out. Now I got these really fun, they're a little crazy, but eyeball gummy candies. I just got these at Target and I thought they would be, woo! I thought they would be such a great addition to this Halloween spooky punch. So I'm just gonna put a few of these on top of my sherbet. Here's looking at you, kid. You like that, honey?
That was a good one.
Thank you. Maybe we'll get one more in there. Okay, perfect. You know what they say, dead men tell no tales. Okay, I think we're just about ready for our final ingredient here. Okay, now I've got some dry ice pieces here. I know what you're thinking, maybe they are safe to drink, but not while they're activated. So it's gonna be about 5 minutes, but this is gonna be the perfect ingredient for our spooky punch. Here we go. Happy Halloween, everyone. .32 ounces Monterey Jack cheese, 32 ounces sharp cheddar, 8 ounces pepper Jacques. Perfect. 1 block Philadelphia cream cheese. I'm just gonna unwrap this, stick that right down in there. And I've got a second block that I'm putting on that side. Now I've got 2 cooked chorizo sausages, and I'm just gonna slide this right down in here, right into my holes, next to my cheese, on top of my cream cheese. This is gonna bring a delicious smoky flavor and spiciness. Now I've got 1 can of Rotel. Just put that in there just like that. And 1 can of green hot chilies. We're just gonna stick that in. Perfect. All right. Now this is really shaping up. Get these kind of down in. Perfect. All right, now I've just got some of my cotija cheese here. And I am just going to go ahead, and this is so fun to do, just crumble, crumble, crumble the cotija right down in here with our other cheeses, with our Rotel, with our hatch green chili, our chorizo sausage. Ooh, yes, we're just stuffing this baby. We are making a delicious fall favorite today. I think you guys are really, really going to love this, enjoy this. It's gonna be infused with fall flavors and of course some of our traditional Southwest and Mexican favorites. All right, I'm just gonna lift this baby up. I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm just gonna make a little nest with my foil, just encompassing the bottom, just like that. Now I'm just gonna lightly put my lid on top and I'm gonna bring this right over to my smoker. We've got our smoker set to 350. And we're just gonna let everything in here melt, congeal, combine. It's gonna be on the smoker for about 45 minutes. All right, y'all, that is our flap stank here, and we are just gonna oil it up with some avocado oil, get her real moist and tender. I really like this kind of cut of steak. Sometimes Marty makes this with a delicious marinade, the flap stank, but today we're just putting it oiled up. We're gonna get her all seasoned into that oil. Oh, y'all, this is the Dano's Yum Primo. Yum Yum, get you some. And it's got all kinds of little bites, little textures to it. We got some sesame seeds, some sea salt, some garlic, some red pepper chili flakes. All right, I'm gonna do a little on the other side here. Ooh, y'all, this is so good. I'm such a texture girl. I like anything that just kind of cracks, pops, snap, crackles in my mouth. Oh, yes. All righty. Now we're just gonna take this on over to the smoker and throw her on as well. Y'all, this steak is not gonna take much time, so we're just gonna keep an eye on her. Alrighty, y'all, it's been about 45 minutes and our steak and queso are ready. Just gonna grab this right off here. Oh, look at that, that is beautiful. Let me set this here for just a second. I'm gonna put on my heat-proof gloves for safety. And I'm just gonna go ahead and grab our pumpkin and we're gonna take this to enjoy. Alrighty, y'all, moment of truth here. Now I will clarify, I did not cook this steak for 45 minutes, but I did just throw it back onto the grill for just a moment there, the smoker, just to kind of get it a little bit warmed up. Now here is the main result. Look at this gorgeous queso dip. Oh my goodness. Isn't that beautiful? Oh. Oh my God, that is so good. Mmm. Little bit of sweetness with the pumpkin. Y'all, you have got to try this.
Oh no, look what happened to my white cake from Walmart. Okay, I've got to scrape the rows off, then put some more white frosting on top to smooth it out. And then I got these little meringues and an edible marker and I drew a face on it. And then I started placing the meringues around the whole outside of the cake. Now I got some black frosting that I'm putting into this gaping hole. And then I got some ghost peeps and put them around the edge, but Marty didn't film that part. Then I took some Oreos and added some more black frosting and put those on the top of the cake. Then I had this cute little Halloween happy birthday sign, lit the candles. So easy and so good. You gotta try it.
Happy birthday to you! Happy Halloween! Alrighty, we're gonna pop this in the fridge for 30 minutes. Alrighty, we're ready for the grand reveal. I'm just gonna get another sheet pan here, make sure it fits right on top. My bat outline, woo! Just a quick flippity flop, just like that. Look at that! So easy, so good. You gotta try it. Happy Halloween.
This is great for Halloween. Start with a fishnet stocking and wrap it around your pumpkin. Now grab your favorite spray paint colors. I chose green, lavender, black, and silver. Cover your entire pumpkin. I also tried this white pumpkin. On this one, I used neons like pink, orange, and blue. Allow your pumpkins to dry completely before removing your fishnets. Time for the big reveal. Look at this beautiful painted pumpkin. so many different varieties that you can do with these. So easy and so cute. You gotta try it. And happy Halloween. Easy Home DIY Halloween Edition. Start with a fun and festive Halloween towel. I'm folding this one into fourths, but you can also fold it into thirds. Wrap another towel around the center, and this is the final result. So easy, so cute. You gotta try it. Happy Halloween. All right, now that I've got my melting chocolates placed onto my baking sheet, I'm gonna stick this in my oven at 200 degrees for about 5 minutes. Alrighty, y'all, I have these in the oven for just about 5 minutes. Now you don't wanna overheat these. I chose ones that were all the same flavor, but a little different color schemes, which I think is really fun. And I'm just using my spatula to so gently get these, you know, melted and kind of converging together here. So pretty. I was telling Marty that the only thing I would have maybe added to this would have been, I wish that I had gotten a purple. So that would have been really, really pretty. All right, just gave this a little wipe in between because I'm trying to kind of keep, right now at least, these colors partially intact. Perfect. Y'all, this is gonna be so pretty, and you could do this for any occasion. Now these chocolates are all vanilla flavored, which I think is gonna be the way to go. Sometimes I see them different flavors like banana and starfish. Alrighty, now I've just got my little skewers here, and we're gonna start marbleizing, dragging these gorgeous colors through. So pretty. And I think, yeah, a little bit of purple in here would have been such a nice addition. I'll have to remember that for next time, like a little lavender colored purple. Now I've got these fun jet puffed candy corn marshmallows. So fun. Look at these little candy corns. Oop, we want them to lay down so we can see what they are. So cute. They do make a pumpkin spice one as well that also tastes like pumpkin spice. And I was able to get these at Walmart. I don't think I've seen them at Kroger or any other grocery stores as of yet. But if you see them anywhere else, let me know in the comments below because I just love these. Already, I've got some mellow cream, just like the real candy corns, pumpkins here. So we've got candy corn marshmallows, which Marty said he wasn't sure what the texture of those was gonna be. I don't think he was realizing that they are like the jet puffed actual marshmallows. Now I've got one more thing. I got these cute Halloween sprinkles from Walmart. And I thought these colors would look so fun and pretty with these chocolate melted colors. Marty's not a sprinkle guy, but I am. What?
Then ruined it.
Ruined it. How dare you, Marty? That's not true at all. Marty, you gotta get on the sprinkle train here.
I know.
I was putting some, I had these extra little eyes. They're kind of small, but I thought I might stick in a couple of sets of them here and there. Y'all, this might not be the best chocolate melted bark you've ever seen, but this is the best one I've ever made, so I'm proud of it. Alrighty, I'm gonna stick this into my fridge outside for about an hour to harden. Alrighty, y'all. We had this in the freezer setting for just about an hour. And look at this, how easy this is going to be. Oh, wow. You can just kind of break it into these beautiful individual pieces. I got my fun, cute Halloween plate here. And I'm just putting my pieces all on top. Y'all, this makes such a great treat to bag up individually, share with trick-or-treaters, family, neighbors, bring it to the Halloween party at school.